So, hello everybody. We are here in nature. I just found a cute spot on my campus and I just wanted to come on here to just make a quick video on timing. So, the video on my interview with myself, I thought I was done and then I went back to it and I wasn't. I just saw things that I felt could use some improvement, and I was just trying to figure out how I was going to go about it. And so that led me to come here and just be outside. I just came from a therapy session and two really good conversations with people I really value. And I just really had to admit to myself that the timing that I thought I was on, the timing that I thought I was supposed to be on, is just not my current reality. And today, I pulled a card that was suggesting me to embrace what is emerging in front of me and let go of the expectations that I may have had for my future, and let go of the disappointments that I may have had from my past because of how certain things didn't go how I planned. And to really value that the way things are unfolding is for a reason and not just to sound vague, because I understand how we'd love to know why. Hello, hello. So, I don't be knowing why for real, and I'm learning to find peace and to just apply what it is that is here and that has emerged in front of me. And so something in me was like, bring your tripod, bring your microphones, let's get it popping. And that's exactly what we did. So I just wanted to share this message that I know I have been receiving, which is to really not just relinquish control, is to also apply what is around us to our benefit. Apply the mental space that we are at to our benefit. Like, what is it that I do have the capacity to do in this moment? What I had the capacity to do in this moment is to come outside and go to my therapy session. I had the capacity to have a conversation with persons I really value, and they left me with gems as well. And I'd love to share it with you all too. So one of them was, um, and shouts out to Corey, period, magical Corey, because he's such a lovely human being. And he had given me some insight from a friend of his who is in the process of decluttering their space, and they have been taking at least 10 minutes to just daily to just declutter whatever area they can focus on for 10 minutes. It just starts with 10 minutes, right? And the likelihood of us only doing it for 10 minutes is small. Yet when we just sign that contract with ourselves and are like, okay, I'm going to commit 10 minutes to doing this, once I hit that 10 minutes, I can admit that I'm as satisfied with myself. If I choose to go beyond, great, fantastic. If I choose to not go beyond and just keep it at 10, lovely. I'm proud of myself and I'm glad I made it this far, and I'm glad I did something instead of nothing, because I know I'm very accustomed to living in extremes. And so making these adjustments, it really helps me to be reminded that I can make these changes in increments rather than having to do this big 180, you know. And I just really wanted to share that with you all. And another person I ran into that I also value reminded me that intentionality is very, very valuable, and how, as we are developing into who we are and becoming who we see ourselves to, who we see we can be, right? it was really cool hearing her talking. I really hope y'all can still hear me. It was really cool hearing her talking about her intentionality, about how she spends her time, and recognizing that, hey, I'm currently in a living situation that I didn't appreciate, and I have the ability to change. Will it take more effort? Absolutely. Was it hard? Yes. And by allowing myself to acknowledge that it was hard, that's how I was able to get through it and understand that the greater exchange of putting in that extra effort in this moment, I'm going to live in an environment that really gives me joy, that really helps me feel at peace. And I even think that when we allow ourselves to acknowledge the hardships and the challenges, when things are at peace, like when not at peace, when things are more easy flowing, to me, I've noticed it'd be a lot more, I'm a lot more likely to express gratitude for the results that came out of me doing the challenging thing. And it's not easy. I really want to share that it's not easy. It's challenging. My will will be tested, and I'm learning right now to really discover what it means to value myself. My therapist asked me a question. I was like, "Dang, that's a great question." Shawty was like, let me read it to y'all because I had to write it down. Like, you know how in therapy they take notes? I was like, I need to take some notes, okay? Bro. So she was like, how does a person with immense value treat themselves? Because she told me, she was like, start with thinking I have immense value. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, how does a person with immense value treat themselves? What does that look like to you? And that really, I really appreciated that question because it just helped me reflect on how I haven't really been treating myself like a person who has immense value, you know? Hey y'all, this is Editing Rosemarika. Nice to meet you. So, pretty much, I also wanted to add another slight gem. Granted, I was fighting the urge to make other small edits, yet this one I had to come back and switch it up. So, I have to add this one. So, in addition to, you know what, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna get my mic. Okay, so I'm not even using my tripod right now. I'm definitely like using a container and the window. We're doing what we can with what we got. Period. So, um, I'm doing it right now. So I have my microphone on me. It was actually even in my pocket, so I didn't have to go too far. So pretty much, um, after I had like expressed how this is tough, excuse me, and I forgot to add this in the video. I think I was still a little nervous. Let's be honest. I think I was. So just to close off the notes that I got from therapy, Shorty said this whole exercise is about remembering who we already are. Are you kidding me? I just wanted to leave you all with that. This whole exercise is about remembering who we already are, okay? And about giving ourselves the treatment that we are absolutely deserving of, about sharing love with others because they're also deserving of that. Of course, with boundaries and with respect to where you're at. And one last token I want to leave us all with. During today's session, I admitted to how my values as far as my morals have changed. And I used to have like one of the top things in my morals, like my moral compass or like my values was niceness, being nice. That was the top one, you know. And now after much introspection, it was my priority was niceness and not kindness. So with niceness, to me it was like, don't say the truth if it's ugly, like just leave it alone, just ignore it, just be nice, just be nice. And that bit me in the ass really bad. So I shifted into like, you know, my morals being kindness, and that shift was also challenging, you know, and I'm still shifting, babe, still. We still working. So I just wanted to add that this whole exercise is about us remembering who we already are. okay, and just relearning what it is that comes with who we are. What effort will have to come with that? What will have to come with that? What amount of discipline will have to come with that? And along with how much joy will we need to counter all the hardships that we will be encountering? Okay, please, let's make time to be happy. Let's make time to experience joy. Let's make time to experience rest. So that's just the last gem I wanted to leave us with. This whole exercise is about us remembering who we already are. Mwah. Okay, enjoy the rest of the video. And it put things into perspective for me. And because I was in therapy, basically how I see it, it's a space where you can express yourself, like you can just be all of you in that space and there's no judgment, right? So I'm seated there and I'm like, damn, I'm not really doing a good job at that. And I was like, dang, this is gonna be hard. It's so much work. It's so much work. And I was admitting to how I was so accustomed to living in a bare minimum way, like bare minimum treatment, bare minimum this. And let me give y'all an example. So let's imagine a kitchen, right? So I used to have roommates. Now they moved off campus. So I'm just living there by myself temporarily. And they'd be in the kitchen whipping it up. I'm talking like a gourmet meal, dessert. Well, not always dessert. Mainly like the entree. Beautiful. They got a side, they got a main, they got another side, they got a drink. You know what I'm saying? Like they go all out when they cook. For me, I wouldn't go all out when I cook. I just do the bare minimum, feel me? Whip up a quick quesadilla, call it a day. And it showed. You know what I mean? And what I mean by it showed is I did the bare minimum, which is I need to be fed, so I'm gonna cook. I got bare minimum results. I'm just eating a regular quesadilla. I mean, I still spice it up. You know, don't play with me, don't play with me. And at the same time, when I do compare it to them having a lovely full course meal, well, it wasn't a full course meal, just a lovely entree as a meal, right? A lovely meal. They put in that extra effort. They chopped up them onions. They used the blender. They did what they had to do, right? Now the result from having put in that extra mile, going the extra mile, they get an extra mile result. Like now I'm not just eating, I'm also enjoying the experience of these flavors dancing in my mouth and just having a good time, you know? And in order for me to get to this extra mile food, you know, the food that took more effort and is so much more pleasurable, I had to take that extra effort. I had to put in that extra work. And I just want to remind you all that it is so worth it. You are worth it. You are worthy of going the extra mile for yourself. And you are worthy of being a safe space for yourself and admitting to when it is challenging to go the extra mile. Okay? Because let me tell you something, these videos of encouraging me sometimes got me feeling a lot worse than how I felt when I first got on the freaking video. You know what I'm saying? Not the video. I'm talking like if I'm scrolling on social media, specifically TikTok, my algorithm is filled with a lot of like motivation, not motivational, just like spiritual stuff, astrology, and also just messages of like, hey, like you are that girl, you are. Oh, okay. Something just dropped on me. It's wet. It's not white. And at the same time, I don't know what it is. We're gonna wipe it off. Wipe me down. Gonna use my strap. Thank you. So, yeah, feel me leaving a lot more discouraged, a lot more insecure, actually, a lot more like a failure. And I don't want to feel like that no more. I don't want this space to breed that. And we're in a very luxurious spot because we're starting off. And so y'all are going to see me pivot. Y'all are going to see me making mistakes, falling flat on my face. And I learned that in my theater class, actually. Basically, our final was a presentation, yet the way our professor conducted everything is like he had us practicing our presentation in front of the whole class and we get feedback. So literally this was a 3-week process. And so during finals week, that's when we did our final exam, no feedback, and the final exam was a presentation. And it was so empowering and so beautiful to see everyone making the changes and everyone growing and everyone improving their presenting style. Their slides look better compared to day one, compared to day two, even compared to day three. It was just really cool to see that process instead of me just coming at y'all with the polished final result. And so that's really what I also want to bring into here. So, um, I'm just really grateful to be in this space. I'm just gonna leave this raw because I record on my phone right now. I'm saving up for a camera. I didn't know I'd have to do that, but here we are. We're pivoting. So I'm saving up for a camera. So this is kind of gonna be unedited because CapCut can't handle this right now. And to have this downloaded on my computer will take too long. I really want to have something up for y'all instead of nothing.
As you can tell, I edited because my phone has the capacity to do so. Yay!
And so this is what I can do. Mind you, my interview with myself it's made and edited, but I just believe it can be better. And what I mean by that is I'm not going to put on the suit again. I'm not going to do all that. Yet I'm going to show up as I am, which is what I'm doing right now. And I feel a lot more at peace. I feel a lot more secure in myself and how I'm talking and moving and being. And I just appreciate that transparency. And I believe it's a lot going on right now, actually, y'all. Y'all can't see it, but it's cars moving left and right, period. It's graduation season, so people just trying to see their people. I respect it. So, congrats to all the graduates. Like, it's really. See, this is one of the moments, like, there's some people who are graduating today, and I saw the process. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just even more rewarding to see that they made it to this point. So, I want that for all of us. And I'm just going to show y'all, this process ain't easy. We going to fall sometimes, and we're going to pick ourselves back up. Going the extra mile, we're worthy, and we are also worthy of patience. We are worthy of compassion, and that is exactly what we're also going to give to ourselves. And so I also understood that I no longer want to live in the extremes, and I'm willing to do what it takes to recognize and acknowledge the gray area of things in life.
So I'll let y'all know how that goes for me. If I'm unable to explain something, that lets me know I don't know it fully. So I'm not about to explain something to y'all that I don't even know how to put into words yet. So I'll be talking about stuff I do have the capacity and ability and knowledge to talk about, and for it to then like become wisdom that we share together. And this new journey that I'm going on as far as actually applying compassion to myself, um, reminding myself that I am immensely valuable, and applying that concept to how I operate in my life. That's still something new. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm not necessarily gonna showcase that, or rather talk about stuff I am knowledgeable about and can actually like give y'all support. And then we'll revisit this. This was just a moment of transparency, and so I'm just glad to have shared with you all that this is where I'm currently at. Okay, we just doing our best, and this is what our best is so far. And um it ain't easy, and we can do the tough things. And as we're doing the tough things, we can remember to be patient with ourselves, show ourselves compassion and love that is rooted in love and not in fear. And take a deep breath and breathe. Please don't forget to breathe. Thank you. You're breathing right now, and I appreciate your life. I appreciate that you're alive. So we're almost at the end of the video, but this was my last disclaimer as I was editing.
And this is just one of them. So I'm going to leave this unedited to upload it on YouTube. And I'm very excited to have something up. And for those who made it all the way to the end of this video, I appreciate you, and know that you are loved and cared for by maybe persons in this world right now, or even persons who are no longer physically here with us. You are still loved and you are still cared for. I'm so grateful to have done this. I feel so good in my skin. I know there are certain things I can work on, such as probably giving y'all a rundown of what we're going to talk about next time. Um, and that's all I can think of as feedback right now for myself. And this is just currently where we are. And y'all are going to see the improvements as they come and go. So that's it. Signing out. Have such a lovely rest of your morning, evening, or afternoon. Wherever you are, you just listen to Ubuntu Podcast, and I was your host, Rose Marika. Mwah. Bye. There's a bug on my leg, and I had to act like there wasn't a bug on my leg so I could keep on smiling. And now there's a bug in my hair. Mm, 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 mm. No, like this is such a pretty setup. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would have sat in the sun, y'all, but I would have just been sweating. It feels perfect in the shady breeze. Shouts out to the trees. Shouts out to the pears. I actually don't like pears. Let me stop this video before I can't upload it no more. Okay.